Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Human Empowerment Experience, LLC. We're here for kettlebell training this morning, and I have my Christmas hat on. How is everybody this morning? How are you this morning?
Lovely.
Can you tell?
Jingle kettlebell.
Jingle kettlebell.
Kettlebell.
Yeah.
Jingle kettlebell.
I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning already so far. It's 6 a.m., nice and early.
Yes.
As usual. Hey, I want to talk about something. Surprise! I want to talk about something.
And now for something completely different.
Okay. You may be wondering, you see people that are successful and they're always doing things that are successful. And you're probably wondering, what is their secret? What's the secret sauce? Well, there is no secret. Coffee. There is no secret. You don't have to be a special person. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have money. You don't have to live in a beautiful house to be successful. It's really all about moving forward. If you, instead of looking at the mistakes you've made or believing in those limited beliefs that you have about yourself, I don't deserve it. My family's never done this. No one in my family has ever been successful. I've made so many stupid mistakes. Instead of believing in that, instead they look forward, they look at the future, and they're always taking an action, an aligned action. And it has to be an aligned, it's not any action. You can't just go bowling or, to get to, although bowling is fun, but you take aligned action towards your goals. So some successful people that I converse with on Facebook and are my friends, Sarah Stewart and Zach Stewart, two power couple, I would consider them. It's very successful. She's a dentist. He works in like setting up computers and stuff like that. But they're always moving forward with projects, and they work together. Another one is my friend Randy Lasante. He actually had a really successful business, doing haircuts and stuff for pets, and then he started the paparazzi, selling paparazzi online, the jewelry, the $5 jewelry, and he is so successful at that. He has a huge team. I think his team is like, 50 people, something like that.
Nice.
And he's been doing it just for a couple of years. But these are the people that I surround myself with. My business partner, Dr. Jane Mims and Bob, very successful people, because they're focusing on what they're doing next. They're taking aligned action toward their next step. They're not boo-hooing about the mistakes they've made or things that didn't go right, or they're looking at, okay, this happened. What can I do next to get to the goal that we have, either as a single person or as a couple, whatever that it may be. But that's what successful people do. Lori Beth Robbins is another one that, is successful and is always moving forward. My friend Christina, who's a real estate agent in Portland, is amazing. There's so many, gosh, I can't even, Craig's.
I've met a new guy that's pretty successful. Oleg, if you're watching, pick up a friggin' kettlebell.
And it's really, but it's really all about, and success means different things to different people, but it's really all about taking aligned action. What is your next step? You can ask Oleg, there's always things going wrong in their industry, construction, tile, and all that stuff. There's always things that aren't going right. You don't focus on that. You focus on the solution and what you're going to do next. So I hope this helps you as you go into the new year, because we all have some big goals for next year, and just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, you can always send me messages. And I just want to say really quick, I am a brand partner with Savvy. It's a clothing company that makes workout clothes and leisure clothes, and we are having a surprise drop today, the Eloise duster. It's a duster long thing, and you check out my Facebook, up on the top there on my Facebook. I've got a couple of pictures of it. My beautiful friend Sarah, who's actually my grandkid's dentist too. She's a dentist, most beautiful dentist I've ever seen. It's a surprise drop today. So, and I have my leggings and my top on from Savvy as well. Love their line of clothing. If you're interested in a link so you can check them out, private message me and I'll send that link to you. You don't want to miss out on this. You know, there's no reason why you can't look good and have comfortable workout clothes all at the same time. All right. So, wow, that was a mouthful.
Kettlebell time?
Yeah, I'm going to take this hat off and fix my hair.
All right, guys. We're going to warm up.
We're going to do a little bit of a warm up here.
Some space.
And please, if you don't have your kettlebell in hand or near you, you know why? Because it works. And you don't have to work out in the gym for hours.
One piece of equipment that you can have in your home.
You don't have to spend a gazillion hours in the gym. All right. So let's do a warm up here.
Right. Okay. Feet wide. Sit way back into your hips.
Oh, we're doing something different.
And move forward. Again.
And this is a really nice stretch. Don't forget to tuck in your abs here a little bit.
Now, check this out. We're going to go back into our squat or kettlebell swing, and then we're going to jump and we're going to land. We're only going to jump about an inch off the floor, though.
And if you don't want to, if you can't jump, it's okay. You can just come up, but this kind of elevates that stretch and gets everything warmed up in your, starting from your feet, your legs, your glutes.
Nice. Come on back up. We're going to rotate back.
This is a great one because you're not only giving a nice stretch in your torso, but you're tapping your body at the same time. And body tapping is a qigong exercise or practice that is fantastic for a warm-up. It wakes all of your cells and your blood, gets your blood going. You know, when you go to, they take blood from you, the nurse taps your vein to get the blood moving. Well, this is, you can tap your whole body like that.
Bring your feet in close. Big circles. Now, here's what you're going to do.
Yes.
When your arms go down, your knees bend and your hips fold. So you can use a little momentum.
Now, this not only is great for your shoulders, gets the synovial fluid going in your shoulders, gets our shoulders warmed up before we start swinging that heavy kettlebell around, but it also gets your hip flexors warmed up because, as you know, when we swing the kettlebell, we use our hips and our core for the power, because that's where our power is. It's in the middle of our body.
Extend your arms up, shift all the weight to one leg, and bend the opposite direction.
So I'm shifting my weight to the right leg and bending to the right side.
So you should technically be able to pick one leg up, the inside leg up off the ground.
You can lightly pull on the opposite arm. So if I'm shifting my weight to the left, pulling to the left, I can pull this hand just slightly, just for an extra stretch here in the side as well.
Clasp your hands behind you. Arch your back. Extend your chest. Lift.
Shoulders down and back. Oh, this feels good. If you guys are not up off your chair doing this, then I don't know what to tell you. This feels great. Can we do some head rolls?
Oh, yeah. Done.
Okay.
Roll
so just do some head rolls. And this is important, especially if you're just getting up out of bed, to keep your
other way,
your neck. And you just want to do, you don't want to overdo it. Just a nice movement just to get everything warmed up here. Even look side to side.
Hands on your hips.
And move it or lose it move. We're just drawing a circle on the ground with our hips, and you can go side to side. You can go hula. You can go like this. You can go like this. But it's just basically moving your hips, getting everything loosened up.
What did you say, Bugs? Bugaboo says you got to move it.
You got to move it.
Nice. Are we done?
No, let's do knees.
Knees?
And
Rotation
of the knees here, same thing. And you can incorporate your ankles with this. And just roll your knees just a little bit, just to get them warmed up.
Yeah.
In the opposite direction. That feels great on your feet.
All right.
All right.
Let's grab our kettlebell.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to adjust here to see who we have. We have Kelsey and Travis. Travis Wilson is a friend of mine from Waterford.
Nice.
Hi, Travis and Kelsey, and whoever else is watching. Sometimes we can't see who's. Can't
They're
see
incognito.
Incognito.
Yes.
We like to know who's here. We have friends from all over the world, so it's really cool to see who's on board with us in the morning.
Who's getting up at 2 a.m. in India? Okay, here we go. Fold at the hips, sit way back, grab the kettlebell, 2 hands, seek the shoulders, drive into the heels as you stand. Now we're going to orbit the kettlebell around our body 10 times in each direction. Grip with your toes, and 1.
And you do have to have your core fired for this. Now, I just want to mention, for those of you who are new, David is RKC certified, Russian kettlebell certified. He's been training with kettlebells for how long?
About 10 years now, almost.
Wow. So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to correctly working out with the kettlebell to get the most out of it with the least amount of effort and the least amount of time. So in other words, you don't have to spend hours and hours in the gym. You do have to work hard, but there's a certain way to work out with the kettlebell.
Bring your feet in a little bit. I've got my kettlebell in my right hand. My left hand is going to be up. Bring it as your hand as close to your shoulder as you can, elbow down. Then you're going to swing the kettlebell with one hand.
Now you're using your hips.
Folding at the hips. Bring it up and catch it. So I've got my hand under the ball of the kettlebell, my thumb through the handle, and repeat. Swing and catch. 2, 3.
So for this, you have to have your core fired, your feet gripped to the ground, and the power comes from your middle. I mean, you are using your arm, but the power comes from the middle of your body.
And change hands. I'm going to adjust this camera.
Can't see You're looking at like the Christmas tree, or
yeah.
So good grip with your toes.
Now the other hand.
Folding at the hips.
This is the stall.
And we're just using the power of our body. Seven, 8, 9, 10.
Change hands.
We're doing another 10?
Yeah, we're going to press them overhead this time. Sit back into your hips. Press. Return. 2, 3.
So on this one, you've got 2 opportunities to work your core. One is when you're swinging it, and the other one when we're pushing it up overhead. We're using the core for both of these.
Now on the 10th one, we're going to hold it overhead. Hold it up there, lock your elbow up. And as you can, slowly take your hand away a little bit.
Probably not.
And bring it back, pull it in. Changing.
You want to make sure you're safe. So if you don't feel that that's going to be a possibility, holding it up with one hand right now, you make that call.
Not drop a kettlebell on your head.
Or your toe, or anybody else's. or the dog, or the cat.
5 more. Okay.
All right. Whew,
Very nice.
that's what I love about kettlebell is it really works my entire
It sneaks up on you.
core and body. It's amazing. So even though you're watching us, if you're sitting and just watching, it looks like we're just doing these easy things. Literally, you're working your entire body. And that's what I love about kettlebell work. For those of you who want to trim up in the waist area, it's a perfect way to do that.
Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to come on down to the floor. And let's adjust the camera so that we can see what's happening.
Let's see if I have anybody else who came on. Kelsey, Travis, Tammy, my sister Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you.
Okay. Stay bugs. So from down here on the floor, make sure you have room behind you. Grab the back of your legs, tuck your chin. You're going to roll back. Come on.
Now, exactly what does this do?
Well, this teaches you how to transfer weight using momentum from the ground.
So if I fall, like if I'm walking around today and I fall, I'll be able to transfer weight
Somewhat. Let's do this. Stand up here at the edge of your mat. Now, fold your hips and sit your butt as low to the ground as you can. As low as you can. Tuck your chin and then roll back. That, let's stand up again. That is how you fall and not hurt yourself.
Got it.
If I know I'm falling, I need to get my butt to the ground as fast as I can and roll back on my back. That dissipates the force. So that's the answer to that question.
Yeah.
So come on down.
But what we're doing also trains the brain to be able to do that if you're in a situation where you are falling.
That's right. Just like the kettlebell teaches you, we use the kettlebell to train our body and mind to work together to transfer weights around so that when you pick something up, you don't hurt yourself. The same is true when you're falling. You need to learn where to hold on and where to loosen to allow yourself to transfer your weight from standing to the ground without hurting yourself and then back up again.
And that's why it's the fountain of youth, because as you get older, if you're an older person or as you're aging and you go to fall, instead of getting hurt and breaking a hip or whatever, a shoulder, you can learn to fall correctly and not get injured either as badly or injured at all.
Yep.
Okay,
so here's what you're going to do. You're going to lie all the way back onto your back, put your feet on the ground. You're going to bend your left leg and extend your right leg. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to put it on the floor beside you. Now, take the other hand and send it straight up overhead. Imagine you have a kettlebell in this hand. You're going to push into this foot and you're going to roll to the shoulder and reach for the sky. Go back.
Now, when you have your arm up like this, you want to make sure your shoulder is seated. I automatically seated my shoulder. It's so proud.
Very good. Elbows locked out straight, and wrist is not bent back or forward, but straight to the sky. Put your fingers up if you like.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Now, push into the foot, roll to the shoulder. 1, come back. 2, come back. 3, and hold it. Now up to the elbow. 1, and back to the shoulder. 2, and back to the shoulder. 3, and hold. Lift up to the hand and back to the elbow. To the hand again. 2, 3. Now lift your hips. Come back down. Again. A third time. And down. Elbow, shoulder, other shoulder. That's the exercise we're going to do with our kettlebell.
And guess what that's called?
We call that grinding out the get up.
Turkish
The
get up.
Turkish get up. Turkish get up. It's not a fez. It's a kettlebell exercise. Okay. Take your kettlebell now.
I'm going to try this one.
That's fine.
I can do the bigger one.
Put the kettlebell such that it is halfway between your shoulder and your hip. We have ours onto our left side. So reach over with your left hand, undergrip the kettlebell. Roll towards it, overgrip. Hold till it is in the middle. 2 hands to press it overhead. Seat the shoulder, lock the elbow, straighten the wrist. Now we have the kettlebell in our left hand, so our left leg is bent. Right leg is straight, right arm out 45 degrees. Now, the first part, you're going to push into the foot and just roll to the shoulder. And back. Nice and slow. 2. And back. 3. And hold where you are. Now use your abdomen and psoas and up to the elbow. Back to the shoulder. Up to the elbow again. Down to the shoulder again. Now just to here. Now third time up to the elbow and hold. Now it's going to be all the tricep of the bottom arm. Press. 1. Place the elbow back to the floor. 2. Again. 3. Now lift your hips to the sky. 1. Put your hips back down. 2. Third time. 3. Up, down, elbow, shoulder, other shoulder. Second hand on the bell. Bring it to your abdomen. Roll, set it to the side. 2 hands, drag it around your head. Place it halfway between the shoulder and the other side. Undergrip the bell. Now roll towards it, overgrip with the other hand. Roll back, use your body weight, prop it to the elbow. 2 hands on the handle, press to the ceiling. Seat the shoulder, elbow is locked, wrist is straight. Knee is bent. And this time, this side is the right leg and right hand with the kettlebell. Left hand, 45 degrees. Now, just pressing into the foot, roll to the left shoulder, 1. Come back. 2, feel the way you do this with your core. All the power's in your leg. 3, and hold. Now, up to the elbow, 1. And to the shoulder.
You got that.
2. And back. 3. And hold. Now up to the hand. Thank you. Straighten the tricep. And back down. And up. 2. Back down. Keep your eye on the bell. 3. Now lift your hips. 1. Back down. 2. Back down. 3, and hold. Now back down. Elbow, shoulder, other shoulder. 2 hands on the bell. Bring it to your abdomen. Roll to the side.
Holy smokes. Wow. That was interesting because we went through each one a few times, so my shoulders were working.
Yep. And it also really drives into the mind and body that movement. We have to practice the same movement consciously over and over again. I tell people learning a new exercise is like sledding. I don't know how many of you guys have ever been sledding in the snow, but the first time you do it, you don't get very far because the snow is like a foot deep. You get about 6 feet and you stop. So then what do? You get back up and you go down the same track. You don't go just beside it and do it in a different spot. And this time you'll go further. Each time you go, as long as you consciously go in exactly the same place, you'll get further and faster.
That's a good analogy. I like that one.
Right? Exactly. It's like develop it. And sometimes you'll go off the wrong way, but as long as you're conscious of it, you'll be fine. Eventually, you'll have a big deep trough, like a luge, and you'll be able to go down it without thinking about it. That's like what you do now with driving a car. You don't think about it anymore. All of those neural pathways have been myelinated. It's now an unconscious exercise. Go ahead, Google that, myelination. All right.
We standing up now?
We are standing up now.
Okay. And what will be
bell this time?
So we'll be doing regular swings, or
We're gonna do some swings to the rack with one hand.
okay. I'll use this one. Yes. Am I heavy one now?
Have you pressed overhead with that? You can press overhead with that with regular presses, right?
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
did that yesterday.
We're gonna do 5 of those on each side. So we're gonna take our heavy bell.
Yeah.
We're gonna go using our hips, swing to the rack, use your hips again, press it overhead.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Reach back, thumb back, pinky to the middle of the hand. And swing to the rack. Overhead. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Change hands. Swing to the rack. Press overhead. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm using the big one.
You are.
So proud of myself.
All right. So next we're going to do some swings. So if you want to swap for the 16.
Yep, I'll take the big one.
Yeah, now it's going to be big and small.
Yeah. That's really cool. It's
Yeah.
taken me a few months to get to this point.
Yeah.
So don't think that you're going to jump to this. And it doesn't really matter. You're working your body either way. But to challenge yourself a bit, you can work your way up. But it's taken me months. We've been doing this for what, 6 months?
Since June.
Yeah. So.
All right. Heavy swings. So get your heavy kettlebell. You can, if you don't have a heavy kettlebell, if you've got a pair of small ones, use the pair of small ones.
Yeah. Or you can just use a small one just for the practice of the form.
In fact, you don't even need a kettlebell.
Yeah.
Just do squats. If you don't have a kettlebell yet, but you're watching this show,
You need to point to yourself.
say, I need to go get a kettlebell.
You can get a
But in the
kettlebell.
meantime, do the exercises imagining you have a heavy kettlebell.
As if it were happening.
Yes.
It trains your brain.
Teach your body to feel the feeling
Yeah, as if it's happening.
as if it's happening. That's how you manifest.
That's how
things,
you.
isn't it?
That is how you manifest.
So manifest yourself a kettlebell. All right, here we go.
I'll have to tell them about my manifesting of the art set. But I can't hold on to Christmas because it's a gift.
All right, hold at the hips. Handlebell. Handlebell. Handle of the kettlebell, east and west. 2 hands, seat the shoulders, drive into the heels and pick it up. 50 swings, here we go. 1, 2, 15. $25, that's halfway. That's 40, 10 more. Set it down.
Wow.
I wonder if my pants are going to come down.
Surprise! That would have been interesting. Ooh. This really works. But I just want to show you. I'm not showing off. I'm just going to show you. I'm 58, and I have abs. It's amazing. I'm telling you. If you're thinking about an exercise program or thinking about getting into shape and becoming a better you, kettlebell is a way to go. You don't have to start in January 1st. You can start now. You start today. Taking the first step and starting is the best step. It's the best step of all. And then we can help you continue this. Dedication, persistence, accountability, show up every day. We can see your names when you show up. And if you're not showing up, we'll question you. Where were you today? It's called accountability. That's why we do this online for free for you, because we want to help you become the best you that you can be, but we also want the accountability to make sure we show up every day too. We don't always wake up in the morning, ready to work out. Believe me, it takes work. But if you can do it with this, you can do it with the rest of your life. You can do it with anything in your life. When you don't want to show up for work, when you don't want...
the question becomes not, am I going to do it? It's, geez, how am I going to get through it?
And I will tell you this. It not only helps you for the things that you do in your life, maybe there's something you have to show up for that you're not looking forward to. When you can do this, this will help you with every other area of your life. The other thing is, I've never done a workout. I've never forced myself to do a workout that I hated, at the end, once I get going, I'm all set. I've never at the end of the workout said, holy shit, I shouldn't have done that. Never, not once. So, we're here to help you. We're here to help you become healthy. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. You can work all you want. You can get to your goals. You can have the big car, the big house, whatever it is that you have in your goals. But if you're not healthy, you have nothing. So anyway, thank you hey, Bugaboo, can you say hi to everybody? This is Bugaboo. And thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back here at 6 a.m. bright and early. Bring your kettlebell. Bring a gallon of milk or water. Make sure the cover's on. Whatever you have. Order your kettlebell today. We're here to help you. Sending you love, joy, peace, and happiness to all of those in the world today. And especially some healing energies for those of you who may be suffering today. Maybe you have anxiety, maybe you have fear. Sending you some healing energies in the hopes that you find some peace in your day today. We love you. Thank you for showing up with us every morning, and have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.